I'm Jake Pentland. I'm Roseanne's son, and I asked my mother if I could steal her YouTube page for a few minutes and just say a few words. You know, this has been a really trying year since her tweet got her fired, and I've watched her apologize time and time again, and I guess I just got sick of her apologizing and felt like somebody should say a few things about it other than her. And that's why I'm here. So, I don't want to get into the tweet. It doesn't matter to me. The point is, she made a mistake, and she apologized, and she should be forgiven. And she hasn't been up to this point. It's been a year. Still not working. Still has not been hired back. She had to sign away the show. I mean, the punishment she faced for this one tweet is unprecedented. Why is she not forgiven? What did she do that was so bad? Because if you're going to tell me, oh, she has a history of offensive tweets, and that's why Disney and ABC let her go, well, James Gunn was just rehired, as I said, by Disney. It's the same company. And here's some James Gunn tweets, in case you didn't know. I like it when little boys touch me in my silly place. The Expendables was so manly, I fucked the shit of the little pussy boy next to me. I remember my first NAMBLA meeting. These are all different tweets, by the way. I remember my first NAMBLA meeting. It was the first time I felt okay with being who I am. Some of those guys are still my BFFs. NAMBLA is the North American Man-Boy Love Association. It's a pedophile group. I'm doing a big Hollywood film adaptation of The Giving Tree with a happy ending. The tree grows back and gives the kid a blowjob. Now, there were 20,000 tweets that James Gunn deleted once these started coming back up. So these are just the ones you could find. I don't know how many more there are, but again, my mother was fired, had her show stolen, labeled a racist for one tweet. There are a multitude of child molestation jokes by James Gunn, and he's back at Disney right now. He had an 11-month vacation, essentially. He's back. And it's confusing. It's very confusing for me, even if it's not my mother I'm talking about, just objectively, as a fan, or just as a normal person. Looking at the situation, why is there an obvious double standard here? Why is she not getting the same treatment as James Gunn? And it's not just James Gunn. I'm not going to get into all the tweets that other celebrities have said, but she's not the first celebrity to tweet something that got her in hot water. It happens almost every day. And people have said way worse shit than her one tweet. And they, at worst, maybe just apologized. It ended. It's been a year. She's apologized nonstop for a year, and she's still not back. I just want to know why. I want to know to people out there that are actively pushing and turning the screws on my mother, because I know some of you are watching, because I know some of you. Michael Fishman I knew for 30 years of my life, and Sarah, I knew all that cast. I knew them. I've had lunch with them. I've looked them in the eyes. We've been friends. And they took this opportunity to really dig my mother's face in the dirt, and I just want to know why. I really want to know why. I want to know why there is unprecedented punishment for one tweet that can wipe out 30 years of action, because James Gunn doesn't have 30 years of action of activism. He has 30 years of child fucking jokes. That's it. He wrote a couple movies that made some money. My mom, twice now, has walked in the fucking ABC network and said, I'm going to put on a show for you, and pulled them out of the fucking gutter and took them to number one. This isn't about money. She made them more than enough money. And I know the people that don't like my mother, they don't like her because of her politics. So let me ask you people out there, if you're watching this. If Donald Trump tweeted today, I love Mexicans, I think Mexicans should all be allowed in America. Thumbs up Taco Tuesday. Would you guys forgive everything that's upset you about things he said about building the wall and them not sending their best people and them being rapists, all that stuff? Because what you would say at that point, and I know it because of the double standard, you would say, well, that's just one tweet, Jake. We can't ignore who Trump is and the actions he's done for a year and just ignore that because of one tweet. That's what you would say to me in my face. And you wouldn't even, the light bulb wouldn't even go off in your head how fucking hypocritical that is. Because that's what you're saying about my mother. 30 years of activism doesn't mean shit because of one tweet. You can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't push this bullshit double standard down our throat every day. And this isn't just my mother. This is your agenda. We all see it. And you wake up one day and you're like, how the fuck Did we end up here where people are so divided and Donald Trump's president? I don't get it. In my fucking little fart-sniffing bubble, we all fucking are in agreement. What happened in this country? This is the shit that's happening. You can't turn the screws on somebody because you don't like them personally and let somebody else walk. If ABC was so appalled that they had to fire her, if the cast members were so appalled, like Sarah Gilbert, who went on her show and referred to my mother as a cast member, just a cast member, not the woman that made me famous or wrote this fucking show, or this show that I just stole is from this woman. No mention of that. I want to know why, if you're so disgusted and disturbed by my horrible racist mother, why are you still continuing to make money off her? If her legacy is so tarnished with racism, how can you justify going to work every day, Sarah, and making money off the Connors? That's her family. You're playing her daughter, a horrible racist. It seems that your aversion to working with her really just was when she was on your show. That's how it looks to me, Sarah. It's not about, oh, I'm appalled. It's like, I got to get rid of this Roseanne bit so I can make this the Darlene show. I don't know what's in your fucking head. I really don't. Because this, again, if this is as bad as you wanted to pretend and you went on the talk and were so grossed out, then why are you continuing to do the show? If you had any scruples or morals, you would walk away from this evil, racist, tarnished brand, wouldn't you? Or maybe it wasn't really that racist. Maybe you don't really think it was racist because it wasn't. Maybe you have a shred of, logic and sanity in your head where you're like, okay, it wasn't that bad. And that's how we're going to continue to do the show. But you can't say that because then you can't justify the fact that you fired my mother. So you're caught in a pickle. You have to say we're appalled, but we still want to shovel fucking money that she made this network for us for 25 fucking years. We still want to shovel it in our pocket. We just want to cut her out. So we're going to keep making money off her name and her family, and we're going to say she's a horrible racist person. Bullshit. We see through what you're doing. And if you were smart, you would have just let her apologize like every other fucking celebrity gets to. Go on TV and apologize, and it would have passed. That's what happens. But you didn't even give her a chance to apologize. In fact, those of you who don't know, I'll probably get sued for this, but this is a true story. When the shit was breaking, she called them and said, I'll explain this. I'll go on The View, I'll go on all your shows, I'll do it. They told her, don't say a word until we decide what to do. It turns out they instructed her that because they were planning on taking the show. So they told her she had to sign away to keep everybody working. But she'd get her chance to explain herself. She'd go on all their shows and explain herself. But just sign here, Roseanne, just sign here. And she did, because she's a good person. She wanted them to work, and she did the right thing. And they're still working. She's never been invited on any ABC show that I know of. Have you seen her on the fucking Talk or View or whatever those crappy fucking shows are on ABC? Has anyone seen her? I haven't. So they fucking lied. They didn't even give her a chance to apologize. So she's had to apologize on her YouTube page and on podcasts with rabbis and fucking, conversations taken out of context. That's the voice she's been given. She doesn't have a chance to explain it. She never got that chance to explain it. And James Gunn, again, Mr. I want to fuck boys in their silly place, got to go out on TV and tweet around like, oh, I'm sorry, this is my sense of humor. And Disney's like, yeah, James Gunn has a weird sense of humor, but we back him. Jussie Smollett, who just basically committed a fucking felony, his network's like, well, we know Jussie's always there on time. The cast members, everyone backs him up. Everyone gets that. She never got that. I don't understand it. Whatever you want to call it, this push to destroy my mother, because it's been a year now, I've watched it for a year, is sickening. It's gross. And we all see it. I don't know how to make it more clear that people see it, which is why James Gunn his tweets even resurfaced, because people were like, why are you doing this to Roseanne when there's way worse shit out there from other people? Why are you ignoring it from other people? So it was Cernovich, actually, a right-wing guy, found these old tweets of James Gunn. This is how it came about. It was reactionary to what they were doing to my mother. And James Gunn got fired. And they were like, okay, maybe there's fairness in this town. And now he's back at Disney. So we're left scratching our heads again, like, okay, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And I really want to know. That's why I'm here. That's why I've asked my mother if I could take a few minutes on her page. I don't want to explain the tweet. I don't want to apologize on her behalf. She's apologized nonstop for a year. There's no more need for it. I just want to know why. I want to know why they are actively trying to ruin my mother at an unprecedented level for anybody in this town that has ever faced. There are people that have sexual assaults on their records that were forgiven in this town. There's only been one person that wasn't forgiven, and that's my mother. And if you want to say that one weird tweet in the middle of the night that was taken purposely out of context is justification for stealing this woman's life, work, her art, a show that she created based off her life. Her friends turned their backs on her. They didn't just turn their back, they spun around one more time and stabbed her in hers. And if you think that this punishment is justified, then you scare the hell out of me. I don't understand. I don't understand what it is. I just want to know why. I want to know why everybody else in this town, including James Gunn, is forgiven. Why not her?